Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Amna Sapan. Thank you for joining us. Dignity Health's Arizona hospitals are halting some elective surgeries to deal with shrinking capacity as the number of COVID-19 patients rises. In a statement to KTAR News, Dignity Health said, quote, "We are taking every possible measure to improve capacity while ensuring our patients receive effective medical treatment. This includes modulating elective surgeries and closely monitoring and adjusting staffing levels to ensure appropriate staffing and skill mix." Dignity Health said it wasn't releasing specific numbers about capacity and COVID-19 hospitalizations because the situation was fluid. Speaking of COVID-19 numbers here in Arizona, Arizona is reporting less than 3,000 new cases today. That's the first time that's happened in nearly 2 weeks. No new deaths were reported today by the state health department. The child tax credit grants households with children 17 and under money to help with basic needs like childcare, groceries, and rent. The credit is set to expire on December 15th, unless the Build Back Better Act, which includes the expansion of the child tax credit, passes by December 28th. The Build Back Better Act would expand the minimum credit to $3,600 for children under 6 and $3,000 for children 6 to 17. For many Arizona families, this has been crucial since the pandemic. Phoenix resident Jessica Lewis says her husband lost 2 jobs during the pandemic. She says these checks have helped with medical expenses and everyday needs. But she worries most about the price of childcare and how they will pay for it if the bill does not pass.
I can only imagine how much it impacts us to lose that money. So what's it doing to someone who's not making as much as we are and still didn't get that raise? And they're doing the best that they can for their families, and they're going to have to end up going without. It's one of those things where it's been really good, but it needs to continue.
Lewis says the child tax credit has helped her family get back on their feet and hopes the bill will be passed. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, the child tax credit expansion in the Build Back Better Act would benefit 92% of Arizona children under 18. Boxing may not seem like the best sport for people with Parkinson's disease. However, Rock Steady Boxing Gym in Mesa is exactly what the doctor ordered. Cronkite News reporter Ryan Blank has more on how boxing helps patients with Parkinson's.
Rock Steady.
3 days a week, you can find Jim Coleman at Rock Steady Boxing in Mesa.
It's not just a class in which you go and attend and leave. It's when there's a lot of interactions, there's lots of support, and there's lots of caring.
Coleman and the other boxers need that support. They come to Rock Steady battling a greater fight outside of the ring as they deal with varying stages of Parkinson's disease. Some can barely make it through the door for their first class.
After a week, just 1 week of working out with the gym, they are walking. It just makes a huge difference. It just is an amazing program that allows us to really work on their daily struggle and help them feel better each day.
LEEANN HANSEN co-owns the gym her brother Blaine started back in 2016. After watching her brother battle Parkinson's disease for over 20 years, she stepped in and helped take over the gym when he no longer could.
It's been so hard. My brother and I are only 18 months apart. We have been best friends all of our lives. Being able to help him and to carry on his vision here has just been so important to me.
The gym in Mesa is part of a larger nonprofit organization by the same name, Rock Steady Boxing. Founded back in 2006 by Scott Newman and Vince PEREZ as a way to help Newman's battle against Parkinson's. PEREZ, who was a Golden Gloves boxer, created a workout that quickly became a new way to help get patients active.
Once we got people in there, that first group, I mean, you grow attached to people, right? You look at them and they're working their butt off and you want to be helpful and you want to show up. And the 12, 20 people that we had, they looked forward to it. They couldn't wait to get in there to do it.
If I want him to do exercise at home, he's always too tired or he doesn't want to. But boxing day, he never fusses. He gets ready by himself. He comes to boxing. It's not only the exercise, but it's the companionship that they have with each other.
Studies done by the Cleveland Clinic show that this style of exercise has many health benefits in slowing down the progression of Parkinson's by strengthening the muscles. That's why doctors are spreading the word about this program.
Keeping the muscles loose, the joints loose, warming up the system. It's slowing the manifestations of the disease because you're stronger, your balance should be better, you're in better physical shape. It's a great thing to be able to offer patients.
The downward trend of the curve in terms of my strength, flexibility, balance, my walking issues, my voice, both my neurologists are pleased with my progress, and I think one of the great contributing factors is this class and regimen 3 times a week.
In addition to the health benefits from the boxing classes, Rocksteady gives an element of socialization that is crucial for the boxers.
We exchange information on neurologists, physicians, medications, dosage, frequency, types of medication, and this is valuable information. The other thing is you're not isolated, feeling sorry for yourself. You're actually here with other people that you can interact with.
For Hansen, being a part of Rocksteady Boxing has given her a new meaning of what she does.
It has changed my outlook a lot. They are part of my life now. We stay open because we want to be here for them. It's not a business, it's a service.
Rocksteady Boxing Mesa will continue to help Parkinson's patients like Coleman and help make a difference in the battle against the disease. In Mesa, Ryan Blank, Cronkite Sports Report.
And now, a look back at some of our top stories concerning kids and finances.
A 529 plan is a special investment account specifically for education expenses. The state of Arizona recently increased the income tax incentives for contributions to these accounts. Cronkite News reporter Rob Winder explains how people saving for college can now benefit from this change.
Several years ago, Phoenix resident Mara Linder's work as a divorce mediator prompted her to make a change for her own family.
I'd been doing divorce mediation for a couple years at that point and was getting deeply into people's finances and realized that nobody was saving for the future and definitely not saving for their kids.
With the encouragement of her financial advisor, Linder opened 2 529 savings accounts to help fund the future higher education expenses of her twin daughters, who already have high aspirations.
One loves anything to do with culinary, anything, and she's little Martha Stewart. She's always cooking and presenting and decorating, and she's talked about going to culinary school. The other one has been designing fashion since she's little and has talked about Fashion Institute, but just recently saw Legally Blonde, so she wants to get her fashion degree and then go to Harvard Law.
Even if those plans change, Linder can use the money from her daughter's 529 accounts to support just about anything they want to do.
These 529s are not just for traditional college and university. It's for any type of higher education needs, like vocational training, apprenticeship programs, workforce development.
And the state of Arizona just increased the incentives for Linder to save for her daughter's educations. Previously, residents could deduct up to $2,000 from their state income taxes for all 529 contributions made in a year. And for couples filing jointly, that maximum deduction was $4,000. But now, taxpayers can deduct those amounts for each 529 plan they contribute to in a year.
That's a great advantage for me.
That advantage comes in addition to the shelter these plans provide against the capital gains tax. In normal investment accounts, the capital gains tax will eat away some of the returns on your investments. But in a 529 plan, if that money is used on educational expenses like tuition and textbooks, the capital gains tax can't touch it. Wealth advisor Jay Spector says that remains the primary benefit of a 529 plan, not the increased deduction.
It's still a relatively small deduction, and that alone is not going to encourage someone to save for college through this investment vehicle. It's certainly one carrot that families can use towards contributing.
But Linder, who always itemizes deductions on her tax returns, intends to reap the benefit of that carrot.
I would definitely want to meet that maximum and take full advantage of the deduction, for sure, why not?
In Phoenix, Rob Winder, Cronkite News.
Arizona residents can claim this income tax deduction even if they contribute to an out-of-state plan. And while the new law just took effect at the end of September, you can claim the increased deductions on your 2021 taxes if the 529 contributions are made by the end of the year. For more information, visit az529.gov.
Children's shelters are completely full while the number of foster parents available is decreasing, according to authorities. Cronkite News reporter Milan Andrade explains the trend in the latest foster care numbers and what this means.
As of September 2021, there are 13,813 kids currently in foster care, and on average, about 30 kids per day. Children are back to school. And according to Chris Jacober of Arizona Friends of Foster Care Foundation, this is essential to detect abuse.
The biggest group they're called mandated reporters. So that's people who have their eyes on children and figure out who needs help, is teachers. And kids have not been in classrooms. So teachers have not had their eyes on children for a very long time.
Children's shelters are completely full, according to the Department of Child Safety. However, this is not a result of more kids in care since schools have opened. Rather, experts explain COVID-19 has decreased the amount of foster parents, resulting in full shelters.
The licensing process, there's a lot of people in and out of your home. There's a lot of work to be done during that process, and also just the thought of bringing kids into their home that they didn't know that were potentially going to school, that could bring back germs, and going to their visits with their bio parents.
DCS is turning to new outlets to get their message out. One Facebook post a month into the school year asked foster parents to open up their homes to more kids.
And this is really unusual. The director went right to the families to say, can you take one more child?
According to the DCS Facebook post, foster homes are needed for sibling sets, teens, and boys and girls ages 2 to 17. In Phoenix, Milan Andrade, Cronkite News.
Even in a normal year, few parents would say that toy shopping is their favorite part of the holiday season. But this year's global shipping crisis has made the annual hunt for that perfect gift especially challenging. Cronkite News' Rob Winder reports on how one local business is adapting to help Santa get the job done.
I'm here at WILDLINGS Toy Boutique in Phoenix, which just opened its doors this past August, giving Phoenix residents an alternative to buying toys either online or at the big box stores. And while it's kind of a crazy time to open a business right now, the owner says the community has embraced her.
That looks cool.
It does.
There's another one. Look at that one.
A lot of times for my 4-year-old and 6-year-old, I'm looking for things that are a little bit more unique than something you would find at a larger box store, and they definitely offer that.
Jennifer MAWCINITT, the owner of WILDLINGS Toy Boutique, says she opened at a time when the community was anxious to support small businesses again. But it's also a challenge because of ongoing issues with the global supply chain.
We typically are able to order all of the toys we want starting in October and have them here ready for holiday shopping and not have issues getting them in. That is just radically different this year.
MAWCINITT says she's been able to keep her shelves stocked by ordering early, ordering often, and ordering a wider variety of product, which Steve PASIERB of the Toy Association says is an advantage for local businesses.
Well, small retailers are incredibly nimble, and they've been finding new vendors, new products, new alternatives to try to keep their stores open, and that's been really great.
But most of the toy brands at WILDLINGS are not household names like Hasbro or Mattel. And those suppliers face numerous hurdles in getting their product to store shelves and front porches. From understaffed warehouses to a shortage of truck drivers to exploding rates for shipping containers.
If you're a small company and your shipping container went from being $3,000 to $25,000 plus additional fees, you've just erased your profit in some categories.
PASIERB says those higher rates for shipping containers also impact which types of toys reach store shelves.
What toy companies have been doing is looking at an average shipping container and say, do I ship the very large, low margin products, or do I ship the smaller sized, high margin products? Tonka trucks, for example, they're heavy, they take up a lot of room in the shipping container. That company has decided to bring in less this holiday season.
MAWCINITT says a recent shipment of toy trucks she received contained only about half of what she ordered.
There is definitely a delay in getting all of the inventory in of those great big items that we want to see in the store.
But MAWCINITT says for her store, all these shipping troubles actually have an upside too.
Big box stores, I'm hearing their shelves are a little bit more empty than normal. So I think in some ways it's been good for our small local business because people are coming to us looking for toys that they can't find at other places.
And customers who come to WILDLINGS won't find a shortage of friendly service and a passion for play. Now, MAWCINITT says another shipment of trucks just came in, and they are pretty well stocked now. But she tells her customers that if they see a truck, tractor, or any other toy on the shelf that they like, they need to buy it now because it may not be there the next time they come. In Phoenix, Rob Winder, Cronkite News.
The holiday season is always a time to help those less fortunate. Cronkite News reporter Andrea Aguilera tells us how the Phoenix Rising recently assisted others by giving back to the community.
The Phoenix Rising partnered with State 48 Foundation and United Food Bank with one goal: to beat the Arizona Cardinals record for most emergency food bags packed in a single event.
These food bags are going to restock our shelves, especially now for the holidays coming up, so we can get food to people that need it most. The holidays really increased with food need amongst the community of Arizona.
It's the first time that the three organizations work together.
We're a new foundation. Our major focus is building out entrepreneurship programming to help startups across the valley, along with doing community impact events like this, where we do really large volunteer-based events.
I think it's important that we try and take steps to stopping this world hunger. It's a great event, great charity event, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
The event beat the record of 5,000 bags packed and will help provide 43,500 meals.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. Next on Break It Down, how doubt in your abilities can lead to imposter syndrome. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.